Welcome to the Adult Basic Skills Professional Development video series. Throughout our productions, we are committed to excellence in adult education and professional development in basic skills instruction. The goal of this video series is to improve the effectiveness and quality of instruction through focused professional development.
These folk have something in common. They are students in an adult basic skills program, but they also have differences. Differences in learning styles, differences in thinking styles. Student learning styles depend on who they are, what skills they have, and how they perceive themselves. Influenced by heredity and environment, people develop the ability to learn in different ways referred to as learning styles. Some learners rely on visual stimulation. They prefer visual arts, enjoy visual displays, and may notice details. Visual learners internalize information by forming mental pictures. Auditory students depend on hearing and verbalization to learn. They prefer music to the visual arts. They learn through discussion. A tactile student learns by touching and feeling. A kinesthetic learner through movement of the body and muscular involvement. Tactile kinesthetic learners like to touch paintings and statues. They tend not to get too involved unless the involvement can be physical. Let's take note of the research which reveals that we have thinking styles as well. In essence, two modes of thinking and knowing. The processes used by people who employ the left hemisphere of the brain are logic, sequential, verbal, linear, and analytical. The processes used by those relying on the right hemisphere of the brain are intuition, relationships, visual, spatial, and creative. Remember that while a student does have a preferred style of learning and a preferred mode of thinking and knowing, students use all styles and modes to an extent. The teacher is a role model, showing a sense of wonder, a sense of continual learning. Students wonder, ask questions, explore, and discover. Learning belongs to the students. In the classroom, the focus on learning styles and thinking modes will prevail. Classroom planning for visual learners may include bulletin boards, artwork, graphs, pictures, slides, and films. Reading textbooks, newspapers, reports, letters, and maps. Dramatic presentations are events of interest.
Mail.
Well, how did you enjoy working with the video today?
I enjoyed it because when I can see it, I can learn it better. When I form mental pictures, it helps me to learn.
Classroom planning for auditory learners may include learning centers, a listening station with tape recorder, tapes, records, verbal math problems, and games. Students listen to the radio, speeches, interpretive readings, and interviews. Students interact and verbalize through panels, discussions, brainstorming, and oral reports.
Turn to the directions box on page 1. Then answer the questions that follow.
I like to listen. I think I can learn better by it.
Great. So you enjoyed this exercise?
Sure.
Tactile kinesthetic students touch and feel objects, textures, and weights. They measure lengths and distances. They play games and do experiments and make collages, mazes, models, and timelines. They copy sentences, words, letters, and shapes.
How does that help you to learn better?
You can learn better if you touch like the pieces of puzzle.
The role of the teacher is vital. Classroom design, methodology, organization, and teaching strategies are important, as are flexibility and positive feedback. Knowledge of learning styles is valuable. For a student's learning style, according to Dr. Rita Dunn, is the way in which each learner begins to concentrate on, process, and retain new and difficult information.
As a methods teacher here at Appalachian State, I've enjoyed reading and studying the learning styles work of Kolb and McCarthy and the Dunns. And I know for some educators that the idea of a single learning style, or that a student exhibits a single learning style, is an uncomfortable one, and rather that students show a combination of learning styles. I like that idea a little better myself. I do believe the importance of learning styles is in the idea that just as differences exist between people, so do their ways of understanding and perceiving information. And that teachers who are not caught up in a lockstep method of teaching and who vary their day-to-day instruction are better able to meet individual student needs.
Remember that students use all learning styles to an extent. Education can be more effective and more interesting if it involves as many styles and modes as possible.